Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. My name is MisterET, and in today's vlog we install another new part on the MK7 GTI, and this one is the ECS tuning turbo muffler delete. So stay tuned. So for those unfamiliar with MK7 GTIs, there is something on the end of the turbo that muffles the noise that the turbo would make normally that they install from the factory. And the turbo muffler delete is actually a part that is straight through the design, that is supposed to flow a little bit better than the stock piece, and that is supposed to create a little bit more noise from the turbo. So that is why you would install such a part on the car. I have to say, the first time I heard the words turbo muffler delete, I thought it was like blinker fluid, you know, that type of stuff that you hear over the internet that doesn't actually exist. But this is an actual part. And so in this vlog today, we're going to show you guys very quickly how to install the piece, and then I'm going to give you an overall idea of how I think it improves or if it changes anything. I haven't read really that much online about this really improving the performance or the sound, so I thought I'd check for myself. So the turbo muffler delete is all the way at the back underneath the intake pieces here. So in a recent video you saw me install a turbo inlet elbow from Unitronic on there. So it's really in the same general area. So the first thing you want to do is remove your intake, and we'll see afterwards if we need to remove the battery or anything around that area to give us access to the bolts. So now that this is off, we have a better view. So we have to disconnect the charge pipe that is here, and the turbo muffler delete is at the back down here. So the next part we're going to do is really disconnect this piece that is over here. We're going to loosen up the bolt that is at the top over here and the bolt that's at the back, and then we'll be able to move this out of the way. So guys, at the back here we've loosened up the 7mm that's over here, and then once that is loose you can slip that off the turbo muffler delete, and then you move this basically around the way you need to so you can have access to the 3 bolts. So you can see one at the top over here, right there. There's 2 other ones, there's another one there, and there's another one underneath. So you would remove those with a 5mm. So we'll just get that done, and once that is done you basically just slip the turbo muffler delete off. So guys, here is what that looks like once you remove everything. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of oil around and in this thing from blow by and things like that. I've also removed this little guy here. It was just simpler to get to the 3rd bolt with that. I'm going to clean the inside of this so there is no oil residue, and then we're basically just going to reinstall this. As you can see, there's a little gasket here that actually came out, so make sure to reinstall that. So guys, here's what that looks like once it is reinstalled. As you can see, access to the part is really your worst enemy here. So small hands are almost a must. You have to have a combination of extensions and little Allen keys and 5mm to really get this on there. And there is that little seal I showed you. It actually goes into this silver housing over here, so you have to make sure that that is seated properly back in place, or this may not seal properly for you. So now that this is reinstalled, we're just gonna reinstall the rubber piece that goes in between those 2 things. Tighten that down, the 7mm on there, and then we can reinstall our intake. So guys, as you can see, everything is back on there. That clamp, everything is tied back down. Make sure you don't forget to tighten this T30 here. And then all you have to do is reinstall your intake in this general area. Do not forget to reconnect this hose at the bottom of your intake, and this will finish off your install. So guys, there we are. Everything is reinstalled. The 7mm that's at the back there is tightened. The hose that goes underneath here is there. These are back in their spot, and this is back in its spot as well. So we will now be ready to take this thing for a test drive, and it's a good thing because it's just about to start raining. And as you can see, the car is nice and clean, so don't want to get it dirty. So let's switch to the GoPro and let's see what we can feel, if we can feel anything, if we can hear anything, if the response from the turbo is different and everything. So guys, we're now in the car and we are ready to take this thing for a test drive and see if we can feel any difference. So just getting this thing up to speed, I can tell you guys that I can hear the turbo more as it spools. Do I feel more power? It's difficult to say. I'm going to take this thing on the highway and I will tell you guys in a bit. So guys, change of plans. I'm going to take this car back home because it is starting to rain, and as I was mentioning earlier, I just cleaned it, so I don't want it to rain on the car. Just driving around at normal speeds, I can't really say that I hear or feel the difference that much. Doesn't feel like I have less or more bottom end torque or power. I can't really hear the turbo that much. Anyways, I have a stock exhaust and only have an intake and the turbo inlet. So realistically, if you're looking for extra noise under regular driving circumstances, you will not get that from a turbo muffler delete. You're better off just getting an open element filter as an intake. You'll get a lot more noise. You know, if you're willing to remove your resonator, if you want to change out your exhaust, you're going to get a lot more noise and a lot more sound from your car that way. As far as power increase, I can't really feel or say that there is actually a power increase. So I wanted to try out this mod, but I'm going to say at this point it's a bit inconclusive. So I'm going to follow up on this vlog in likely a couple weeks after we do Bureaucracy Montreal, which is going to be our next vlog next week, and see if once I've had time to really get on the highway, if I can tell the difference. So guys, I'm back in the garage and the install is complete. Overall, this is a 2 out of 5 install. The only thing that's really difficult is the access that is limited in that general area. Should you buy this product? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I can't really say that I feel a performance gain. I can't really say that I hear that much of a noise difference. So this was about $125 Canadian for me, probably about 100 bucks for you USD. Is it worth spending your money? I would save my money and spend it somewhere else. And on that front, next week, I'm going to Bureaucracy Montreal. We're going to film the whole thing, and I will get this thing tuned on a Unitronic Stage 1 tune. So stay tuned for that. I look forward to seeing you again in our next video. Hit the like button. Please do subscribe. It does help me out. And I will see you again in our next video.